It's 8 trivia questions on Harvard alumni from my friend Katie Christofferson and her website, trivialminds.com. This is Trivia with Buds. What it be, and welcome to another episode of the Trivia with Buds podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Buds. Thanks for checking out the show. We are a week into October 2019. Can you believe it? We are in the spooky season. It's time to start watching those Michael Myers movies and some other scary stuff. I just watched the new Child's Play movie, which I did not think was very good. I gave it a big fat 5 out of 10 in a quick review on Facebook, if you want to go check that out. But it is not so great. It's worth watching, I guess, if you like the series. And there's some pretty gory kills, but there's two big things that are kind of spoilery. So if you're planning on seeing it, just go check it out. Watch it on Redbox, whatever. And then we can talk about it. But Child's Play, not the best, the remake. I'll give you this little note. I thought any of the original Child's Play sequels, including like Seed of Chucky, which is not so great, was better than the remake. So that's usually the case with remakes, but I heard a lot of good things about that when it came out, but it must have just been a lot of hype. Speaking of hype, we got some great questions for you today on Harvard alumni that has nothing to do with hype. I tried to make some kind of transition there, and there was no correlation between hype and Harvard alumni, but there is hype for a great trivia host named Katie Christofferson, who's a Patreon subscriber to the page. If you want to be like her, go to patreon.com/triviawithbuds and join the 51 other people who support this show every single day. Thank you for your contributions, Katie, and if you're a trivia host looking for content, or you run events, or you just want some more trivia in your life, go check out her website, trivialminds.com. She makes these great packages of questions that are available for a price, and you can find those all at trivialminds.com. It's also linked in the show notes. Katie has these great questions on Harvard alumni, so we'll do that in just a second, and we'll have some fun, and we'll start off your October's end of the first week with October 7th here. Right. So enjoy these questions and have some fun. Here we go. All right, here we go. Katie wrote me an email. She said, Ryan, here's a group of questions I really like about a Harvard alumni. Use them as you wish. So here's question 1. Number 1, who won an Oscar for his role in The Fugitive in 1994, years after playing on a football team and being roommates with Al Gore during his time at Harvard in the 1960s? Question number 1, who won the Oscar for the role in The Fugitive in 1994 and was roommates with Al Gore in the 60s? Question number 1. Question number 2, who's the only president to have a master's in business administration degree, which he earned at Harvard? Number 2, who's the only president who has that master's in BA from Harvard? Number 2. Question number 3, Rivers Cuomo, or Cuomo, however you say his name, dropped out of Harvard to release what band's second album, Pinkerton, in 1996? Number 3, Rivers Cuomo dropped out of Harvard to release what band's second album, Pinkerton, in 1996? Question number 4, what domestic terrorist got a scholarship to Harvard at the age of 16 in 1958, graduated in 1962, and is currently serving life in prison without the possibility of parole? Number 4, who is that terrorist? Number 4. Question number 5, what famous Taiwanese American graduated from Harvard in 2010 and signed into the NBA later that year? Number 5, what famous Taiwanese American graduated from Harvard in 2010 and signed to the NBA later that year? Number 5. Question number 6, what legendary cellist had 2 Harvard degrees? The bachelor's he earned in 1976 and an honorary doctorate he received in 1991. Number 6, what legendary cellist had 2 Harvard degrees, the bachelor's he earned in 1976, and an honorary doctorate he received in 1991? Number 6. Question number 7, what late-night talk show host was the drummer in a band called the Bad Clams while he was at Harvard from 1981 to 1985? What late-night talk show host was in the Bad Clams as a drummer from 81 to 85? And question number 8, over summer break of 2000, what famous psychology student filmed a Star Wars Attack of the Clones movie while she was a student? Number 8, over summer break of 2000, what famous psychology student filmed a Star Wars Attack of the Clones movie? Number 8 on your list. All right, those are your 8 questions on Harvard alumni. Thank you, Katie Christopherson. Check her out at trivialminds.com. We'll be right back in just a second with the answers. Here we go with the answers to Harvard alumni. Let's see how many of these you got right out of 8. If you got all 8, surprise, you can go to Harvard. I'll talk to somebody for you. Number 1, who won an Oscar for his role in The Fugitive in 1994, years after playing on the football team and being roommates with Al Gore during his time at Harvard in the 60s? That was Tommy Lee Jones, a guy that's notoriously not so fun to work with. Number 1, Tommy Lee Jones. Number 2, who's the only president to have a master's in business administration degree, which he earned at Harvard? That's George W. Bush, the second Bush president, George W. Bush. Number 3, Rivers Cuomo, dropped out of Harvard to release what band's second album, Pinkerton, in 1996. That was Weezer. Number 3, Weezer. I think he notoriously went back to school and finished, a decade later or something like that. Number 4, what domestic terrorist got a scholarship to Harvard at the age of 16 in 1958, graduated in 1962, and is currently serving life in prison without the possibility of parole? That was Ted Kaczynski, a.k.a. the Unabomber. Number 4, the Unabomber. Number 5, what famous Taiwanese American graduated from Harvard in 2010 and signed into the NBA later that year? Jeremy Lin. Jeremy Lin. I'm staring at a hat in my room signed by Jeremy Lin that I got from doing a big event. Number 6, what legendary cellist has 2 Harvard degrees, the bachelor's he earned in 76 and an honorary doctorate he received in 1991? That would be Yo-Yo Ma. When you're talking legendary cellists, he's pretty much the only one, Yo-Yo Ma. Number 7, what late night talk show host was a drummer in a band called the Bad Clams while he was at Harvard from 81 to 85? That was Conan O'Brien. Conan O'Brien, very tall, very funny. And number 8, over summer break of 2000, what famous psychology student filmed Star Wars Attack of the Clones? That was Natalie Portman. Natalie Portman. Those are your questions and answers from Katie Christopherson. Thank you again, Katie. And if you guys that are listening ever have questions you want to send me for daily content, I'm always looking for stuff. Just email ryanbuds@gmail.com. I'll be sure to record those for a future episode. Question of the day time, and that's brought to you by Funky Monkey Designs of San Dimas, California. Just did a bingo event with them yesterday, and they donated an awesome 64-ounce thermo flask with their Funky Monkey logo etched in the side and a couple of great t-shirts in the extra large variety. So they can make all kinds of really cool custom products for you as well, and you can find them at fmdesignsinc.com. That's Funky Monkey in San Dimas, California. What's the name of the coffee shop from Friends? Nice, easy question for you. Tweet me your answer at RyanBuds or email ryanbuds@gmail.com to be eligible for a prize. Yesterday's question of the day answer was the 100-acre wood. That's where Winnie the Pooh and his gang live. They aren't a gang. You don't want to mess with them. Piglet will cut you. That's all I'm going to tell you. Don't mess with the 100-acre wood gang. Trivia team name of the day is the Real Housewives of Transylvania. That's a fun little October one for you as we continue our October trivia team name-a-thon. If you have any good ones for spooky team names, let me know as well. Love those puns. Love those puns. Check out skillyworld.com if you want more trivia in your life. Win real money answering real trivia. True or false questions are the game every single day. Different topics. Last night I got a message. It said, hey, we're doing Star Wars. Jump on in. So it shows up right on your phone. You swipe, the app opens, and you're ready to play. That's skillyworld.com. Thank you guys for listening. Thanks for telling a friend, and we'll see you tomorrow for more Trivia with Buds. Cheers.